Well, finally, it's to the point where we can actually do a rules run through. So, with this particular Death Star, basically you use the regular X-Wing rules. Forgive me for the extra light. I just really want to make sure that you guys see everything because I'm trying to do this on the iPad. First off, down here, there'll be a line of X-Wings. I've got one there just for show. What they'll be trying to do is move within 4 tiles of this area here. Once they hit there, they can enter the trench and begin the run. On the way, from the side here, they'll be attacked by never-ending squads of TIE fighters. When a TIE fighter is destroyed, it is taken off the board for 1 turn. After the turn proceeds, it can enter in at said point here. As the X-Wings are making their way through the Death Star, and both sides will actually have X-Wings on them. So they're both headed, and they strategically have to plan because only 3 X-Wings can enter the trench at a time. Once the 3 begin the run, no other X-Wings can go behind or follow through until the X-Wings had made the entire run. Here, let me give you a better picture of it. Once they enter the run, they we'll get to that point, but as they're making their movement, and forgive me for stuttering so much, as they're making their movement upwards, there's turrets, and the turrets will fire just like a normal TIE fighter and use the actual range band. Now the range band will not increase or decrease with range. Once in range, the turret gets a D6. Anything 1 to 5, it rolls 1 hit dice against the TIE fighter. On a 6, it gets to roll 2 dice. So more or less they're just there to become a nuisance. Now, on turn 2, once the TIE fighters, the X-Wings have started up, on turn 2, they are allowed to bring in support, which is Han Solo. And he can move from side to side, okay, and try to plow the path so that the X-Wings can make the trench run. Once the X-Wings proceed all the way to the point here, within the area, the next turn, they will begin at the beginning square here. And they will proceed. They'll run into the first turn. Once they pass the first turret, then Darth Vader and 2 X-Wings will come onto the board at the same spot. And then the next turn, they'll be able to move and pursue. They'll get a couple of shots in, and hopefully that the X-Wings won't be too damaged. But once the X-Wings make it down to the second turret and pass there, they're allowed to fire. On the first pass in the trench, on a D10, 7, 8, 9, or 10 will destroy the Death Star. If they receive any damage while in the trench, it's -1. So on an 8, 9, or 10, they will be able to hit. If they fail, they have to come out and start all over and work their way up. Now, as seen here, there's 2 X-Wings. If 2 X-Wings from this side and an X-Wing from that side make it into the trench, they can go. Also, if there's only 1 ship that can make the run, they can go again. You're allowed to make 4 runs down the trench. If you, after the 4th turn, you fail to destroy the Death Star, and it'll be -1 for each run. But every hit of damage you take, it's -1 to that. So the best that can happen is you can have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 roll, which would be 50%. Luke Skywalker, should he make it down and make the run, always has a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chance on a D10. Another victory condition, if the X-Wings are able to take 5 X-Wings out throughout the game, they win by repelling the rebel forces. So you get 4 chances down on a D10, and both sides are constantly working down on subsequent turns of destruction of a TIE wing. TIE wings will come in. So that's pretty much the rules that we've had for the Death Star, and they seem to work, and they seem to flow very, very, very well, and seem to work very well. We're very pleased with how it came out, and as you can see, the trench run and then the trench into the destruction there. We've been able to get a couple runs in, and there have been some miracle shots where they've been so damaged that they can only hit on a 9 or a 10 and or a 10, and somebody's rolled it on the last turn, and it really felt like the movie a couple times. It plays very well. It's not easy. It can be unforgiving if you do not work together, because once you get past a certain area, the TIEs get behind you and you're not firing at them, and you're trying to take as little damage as you can to get into that trench. And then once you get in that trench, you have to deal with Darth and his 2 TIEs. And they have been known to get anywhere from 2 to 3 shots in before you get to take your shot. When they do take their shot, and if there's any survivors, when they start back on this zone, they're given back full shields and full health to begin the run again, just to be fair. So if you're a TIE fighter, you're going to have to try to gang up and take, focus in on one and take them out one at a time if you can. The turrets have been discovered to be quite the nuisance throughout the game and have caused some damage or just have been completely annoying. Each turret has 5 hits, okay? So you take your shots, that has no defense, it gets no defensive rolls. If it takes 5 hits, it is deactivated and no longer works. So that's the rules for the Death Star. I really hope that you enjoy them, and if you have any questions, please write me and let me know what you think, or anything that you come up with, or you'd like to see some changes. We're more than willing to listen to anything and hear what you guys have to say. I hope I did okay explaining it. I know I'm not the greatest speaker right now. I'm just getting used to this again, and trying to be as eloquent as I possibly can. So that's it. That's our first run through from start to finish. So you got to see me build this. You see me paint it, get the turrets up on it, and now I explain the rules. And this is considered done. Tomorrow in Jacksonville, you'll actually get to see a live playthrough where we will be demoing this. Well, not so much demoing it, but everybody will be playing on it at a get-together in Jacksonville, where the 2 garrisons are going to get together, and it is Star Wars Day. And that's specifically what I made this beast for. As well as you'll get to see the Hoth Ice planet tomorrow, as well as the Battle for Endor. So I'm going to tape it all and get it up to you guys so you can see it tomorrow night. And I hope you really enjoyed this series, the Death Star. And I hope you're as sick of it as I am, because boy, it's been a lot of work, but we got it to where we want it. And if you want to learn how to do this, or you want one made for you, write me and I'll see what I can do for you. Thanks a lot, and thanks for being patient, and thanks for watching most of all. We'll see you soon. Thank you.